Today is the 27th of September 2024. Okay, and we want to look at our 11th video. I think this will be our last video for this series. Maybe the next graph work will come under possible exam questions. Okay, the next 51 I'm going to give out. So we are again looking at graph manipulations. Yesterday the graph we did was in quadratic because it was the highest power was x to the power 3. Okay, so please watch the video for recap. Okay, watch the video for last recap. We drew a graph of y equals x cubed minus 3x minus 1. We got two turning points. Okay, it was like two parabolas, one opening upwards and one opening downwards together. Go and watch it, it will help you. Okay, and then we use y equals minus 2. We drew that line and we used to solve the equation. Today our starter will be mental maths. Okay, we are sets don't underestimate it. Okay, because if you know it, it can help you a lot navigate a lot of questions. Okay, now I think I brought only 2 today. I brought only 2 today. So the first one is root of 32 times 3 root of 2 divided by 2 root 8. Divided by 2 root 8. So because of the 32 and the 8, actually what we break root 32 down is 8 times 4. So immediately we can do that, we can get rid of the 8. So now I have 2 root 8 times 4 times 3 root 2 for the numerator. Denominator have 2 root 8. Okay, so this root 8 and 2 will take care of this, and I'm left with root 4. Root 4 is 2. 2 times 3 is 6. So I have 6 root 2. Okay. So it's either you go through all these steps if you are new, but if you go through the earlier videos, okay, if you are struggling or you are resitting and you don't have a clue, start with the earlier videos, because immediately you grasp those, everything builds on from there and it accelerates from there. Okay, now our next one is 12 root 3 times 4 root 3 divided by 2 root 3. If you write it this way, it's helpful because you know how to get rid of the denominator. So this is root 3, root 3. 2 into 4, you get 2. So you've got rid of the denominator. So this, there is a 2 here. And then you have 12 root 3. Okay, so now you have 24 root 3. Few steps, then you are there. Okay, unlike the earlier videos, I took time to explain. This one, I think I'm talking mostly to the higher students. And there are some foundation students who are very, very intelligent. But because you are not taking your work seriously, maybe the teacher thinks you should write the foundation paper. Okay, but if you start looking at things seriously and just discipline yourself and learn 30 minutes each time, even if you are playful, do 30 minutes work, go out for 1 hour, have fresh air, come back, you'll be good. Okay, as I keep on saying, this is not the time for you to waste. After the exam, you have a lot of time to work around yourself whilst you wait for the exam, the results, and then you plan what to do next. Now, this is the graph we are looking at today. So they said we should draw a graph y equals x squared plus x using your own intervals. Okay, so I chose -2 to 3 because normally if you look at the questions, they either give you -2 to 4 or -2 to 3. Okay, so I chose this and then I did the table form. Okay, so -2, y is m. So if you look at the equation, you need x squared and you need positive x. So you can use that. So when x is -2, you have 2. So that is the table. Okay, you can go and try it for yourself. So these are the coordinates: -2, 2, -1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 2, 2, 6, 3, 12. So now here they said what? Plot the coordinates and then use it to solve questions. Okay, I didn't bring the questions that follow, but what I did was, instead of the table form, as if you are not asked, this is the equation y equals x squared plus x. So when x is -2, x squared will be 4 minus 2. You can do this as well if you don't have a table. So I did it for x minus 1. X is 0. X equal to 1. X equal to 2. X equal to 3. I wrote the coordinates on this side, as you can see. Okay. You don't have to do both, you just have to do one. Okay, so you can either go by the table or you go and do this. Okay, I left a lot of space, but if it's under exam condition, you don't have to. So I use this coordinate to plot my graph. So this is how the graph look like. Because of the s squared, the graph is going to open upwards. Okay, so when I plotted the points, that I got on the table that I just showed you. Okay, you can go and draw your own graph. So I have a graph of okay, I'm not writing on the graph paper, so today's date is 27th. Okay, now I've stopped writing the date in case I don't present it on that day for some reason. So a graph of y equals x squared plus x. Now, this is my y-axis. I'm starting from 0. I have x. So I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay. So I stopped at 12. And then I had -2, which I didn't need, but I guess they did. In case they asked me to draw a line, y equals -2, okay, and use it for something else. But in this graph, even if I did y equals -2, it won't work anyway because the graph starts at the turning point is at 0, 0. And then for the x-axis, I have 0 to -2 for the negative, and then all the way to 4. And then I plot my points. Okay, my lines are not smooth, but I hope you can use a string or something to get it smoother than mine. Okay, that is a turning point. So assuming they ask you find the values of y when x is 2, they are going to draw the line x is equal to 2 here. Okay, and then that will be one of the points, and that will be another point. Okay, they can ask you x equals 1, or they can ask you to draw the graph y equals x. So that means when y is 1, x is 1. When y is 2, x is 2. Because if y equals x, then if x is 5, y is 5. So you might get a graph through the origin and then use that to find the point of intersection and give them that as your coordinates from the graph work. Okay, so yeah, and then I gave a title which I've said I've labeled my y and my x-axis. Today being the last graph, I didn't want to bring in loads, but you can use this graph, use your own coordinates, plot it, okay, and then just play around a bit, okay. When you find a graph when y equals 2, for instance, okay, if I'd gone to -3, the graph will go a bit upwards. Remember, the question says use your own coordinates. Okay. There were questions that followed, but I didn't want to go far today. Okay. So if you don't know how to plot a graph, this is another way. Okay. I thought being the last graph for this series, I'll just plot the graph because we've done a lot of plotting. Okay, so here you go. Okay, always your graph should have a title. Use equal intervals. These are things that can help you score a lot of marks. Okay, so yeah, so this is what I have for you today. Thank you for watching today's video with me, and I'll see you in the next.